Hey everybody, Shield here for episode 17, I believe, of Final Fantasy XIV. And as you can tell, we are very yellow. I picked up the two quests to make dying and glamours available. And I'll show those on the way out because they are right here in Vesper Bay. And honestly, this will probably not stay, but I figured it'd be just fun to do for an episode or two. Welcome back. Lady Mephilia awaits you within. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tales of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm Godsman. Will you Godsman, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of our realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Alright, and now that we've finished that quest, we have our seals, so we can go pick up our Chocobo issuance.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the Primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the Primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the Primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the Primals, will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
And this works out perfectly because we have to go we have to go back to Versailles for this new quest. So we will be right in our neighborhood to get the Chocobo. And we're very steadily getting towards Paladin. Oh, I did not show off where the quests were. We will go right back and do that quick. Okay, so both quests are from this NPC here, which she's got another glam request for crafters gatherers to make the prisms, I believe. But she'll have two quests. One will be to buy her an orange juice, which you can purchase from this little merchant right here. Under purchase items, scroll down, and it is orange juice right here at the bottom. You need one orange juice, and that is for the dye access. And then the glamour access, she sends you right here to this NPC, who gives you a different bottle of orange juice. And then you bring them to her, and then that's it. You'll have access to basically all of the cosmetic stuff that Final Fantasy has to offer. Because you can put any gear, basically anything over anything, as long as it's within the same armor class. So you can put anything that's for tanks over anything that's for tanks. You know, Disciple of War stuff you can put over Disciple of War, you know, all that. The only thing it requires is these little glamour prisms. And we will buy our issuance. And we'll go bring that to this guy quick so we can get the Chocobo before we go anywhere. Want a bird issue, you say? They'll need to see your Serpent Chocobo issuance. Present this deed to the Order of the Twin Adder Company stables to receive your own Chocobo. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your Chocobo. And here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you want to give your noble steed a name. Now then, to make it official... Oh. Chocobo did not spawn in right away. So now, to name our Chocobo, you can later on have your Chocobo come out and fight with you like a pet. So you want to give it a name that you're not gonna like hate, but you also want to give it something like meaningful. So we're gonna name it Stanley for literally no reason. And he hates it. I dare say he likes his name. Here's your very own Chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your Chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes the formalities. I wish you and your Chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. So every time you get a mount, there'll be a mount item like we used on episode 1 with all the extra mounts that I have. So right click use, and that gives us our company Chocobo. And I think I'm just going to use him. So as the Choco Keeper said, you can't use them in cities, you can't use them in dungeons, but anywhere else is fair game. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the signs once more if we are to... beg pardons. It is a terrible habit of mine to think out loud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Well, if it isn't Private High Shield reporting for duty, that's the zeal I like to see from an enterprising young servant. Morning, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papalimo. Always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you question the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood their home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the Primal Rama has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the Primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Rama, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to only listen to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officers stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palavey with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palavey indeed. I hope this will be straightforward as you say, Papalimo. And instead of doing... Oh no, we have to do that. I was gonna say we just port there, but okay. That was the Lancer's Guild. The ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. Now I can port there. Actually, this is probably cheaper. Not like guild matters right now. But I suppose free compared to... Oh, we still have to run there. Yeah, okay. We'll just do that. And we can ride our Chocobo. Or any of our other mounts. Like I said, I really like the Griffin. The Coral is pretty cool. Grani is cool. That's the Shadowbringer's mount. Indeed, I'm Amalane of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot. Particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more? You do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're, beg pardon, friend, my memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've almost found more captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, sigils, and chocobo scratches. What? That didn't even make sense. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a Sylph. They sustain themselves by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf just once told me. The Sylphs, inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masks. The next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Oh, of course, hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A Sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It may just help win the favor of our forest friends. Oh, still here, huh? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along drat, what was it again? My wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine own. And that is just up the way here. There she is. A peace offering for the Sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey. But I fear that won't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their taste runs more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the Ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions of the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen Ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow, with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. That grass is over here. We will use the amber syrup, a nutrient-rich alchemic compound used to quicken seedkin growth. And now we have to take this back to Rolf. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milkroot, the thick white sap extracted from this Oju root has the power to grant its user wondrously terrible visions. Milkroot, but of course. Those sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of Milkroot will have the sylphs calling you friend and brother the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milkroot well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The Sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in Chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the mortal that put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You have more important matters to attend to today, yes? The Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. And before I forget, don't go trapezing off just yet. Emily in here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. It is good to see your knowledge of Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Comuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many an occasion, and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the elder Seedseer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources, and we can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. And Comuxio is right over here in Little Solace. Not far. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. Now we have to slash dance. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Deliver the milk root. Has the same description. Letter to the Elder, an important missive penned by Seedseer Khan Isena and addressed to a Sylph Elder. Walking One brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Hello there. We're envoys from Gridania. We're here to treat with your people. Hi, we come to pay our respects to your elder and to learn from him more of your Lord Rama. Who are these ones? These walking ones come from Gridania? Walking One became a dancing one and brought milk root, but Walking One tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Go home, you say, but the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Acuin here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself, but still you would refuse us. This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking One's waste everyone's time. Well, I never turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Acumen's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. We'll just take whatever, it doesn't matter. Say, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all the trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me, of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow, there go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. So just gotta slash dance. Ooh, Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. And dance. Walking One would be a friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. Walking One is a friend to these ones, friendly like gracious Elder One of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Acumen, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Acumen, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make their home in Little Solace have been driven from their woodland home. there's something missing in there. Do so having because they were driven from the home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the Sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with Hera Imedia of the Gridanians who reside here. She is most likely to be privy to the Sylphs' troubles. Praise be to the elements. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The Sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from realms around are free to wander in and terrorize the hapless residents. The Zizgorlins and Galnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie bushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they are not easily come by. When you are done with the deed, seek out Kamoxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost to him. My own experience speaks to this. Alright, so we gotta kill one Ziz. Kill one Ziz, pick up some of these brownie brushes. One here. One here. Then through this stump. There's one here. And the Galnats are over here, or if you go towards Hawthorne, there was some on the way there, but these guys are just closer because you're already right there for the brownie brush. But now that that's done, we will finish up with Kamuxio. Dancing One is still here. Dancing One can dance all day. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Brownie Brush. Legend says that Eorzea was once inhabited by a race of tiny creatures called brownies, and they would use the spores of this particular mushroom to paint their faces for battle. Dancing One brings brownie brushes for this one. This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills Bitey Buzzy One. This one hates Bitey Buzzy Ones. Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come to these ones' abode, but few are friendly like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dancing One after all. And with that being said, this one is going to close the episode here, and we will continue next episode. I hope you all have been enjoying. You know, like, comment, subscribe if you would like to. Let me know how you think it's going. Any, you know, questions, comments, concerns, that sort of thing. Hopefully we'll be done with this, you know, the fetch quest portion of the Realm Reborn here soon. But with all that being said, we're going to close out the episode. I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye-bye.